Golden Temple in Amritsar in support of their campaign for self-government. Their leader was inside when government troops stormed the temple, and those inside resisted fiercely. 250 militants died and nearly 50 soldiers were killed. The Indian government say those left inside the temple have surrendered, but the situation is still very confused. Well, it's a worrying time for Britain's Sikh population, as Penny Buston reports.
On the pain felt by Britain's 500,000 Sikhs about the events in northwest India, it's first important to realise that Sikhism is more than just a religious belief. It's a total way of life. The wearing of the turban is an outward show of faith. Here in the West London suburb of Southall, there's a substantial Sikh community. In the early hours of every dawn and again at nightfall, devotees gather at their temple for prayer and meditation. This morning their thoughts are centred on the Golden Temple in Amritsar, which has been turned from their holiest shrine into a battlefield, desecrated with at least 300 deaths and hundreds more casualties. The situation is still confused. Fresh news is passed on to the shocked congregation. Events in India have been closely followed in Southall since the extremists took over the Golden Temple 2 years ago in a bid to get more fundamental rights for Sikhs, who make up the majority of the state of Punjab, but only 2% of India's total population. While most of Britain's Sikhs approved of what the militants set out to achieve, some were shaken by the violence they employed. And now others are upset by the harsh methods used by Mrs. Gandhi to put them down.
I have been shocked, not me, but the whole community. Indira Gandhi, who was blamed by Mr. Bhindranwala and all his allies that Indira and his government is going to finish the Sikh nation, that has been started. She has invaded our holiest place and she has demolished it, and she is killing the people there. This is the first time in the Indian history. So all the nation is now stood up and they will fight for it. They can't tolerate the insult which they have done to our sentiments, to our holiest place.
Are you suggesting that perhaps civil unrest is about to break out?
That is there. People will fight with the forces. People will fight for their existence, for their identity. So people will get up. They will not afraid from the bullets, but they will face it.
You're many thousands of miles away from what's happening. How closely do you feel involved in what's going on?
We are very, very close to our brothers residing in India. Though we are bodily away from them, but our soul is there. And we will use all our sources, the ways we can help them.
So the action taken by the Indian Army, rather than putting down this unrest, has in fact provoked more, you think?
Now, the people who were not with us before this action, now all the people, whether they were moderates or were extremists, now all will become extremists. They will fight for their right, they will fight for their existence. They won't afraid of anything what happens to them, but they will face it. They will resist it strongly, and there may be that the people may decide whether to live with India or to live separately now.
Penny Buston reporting there on the reaction from Sikhs living in Britain towards the fighting in the Punjab.